Greetings, what's going on? Just wanted to make another occult video today. I've had some thoughts on my mind, and I think it's important for people to understand something. Now, Satan is real. Not in the way of Christians, what the Christians would think of it, or the Jews or whatnot. Not in that sense. There's not some hairy devil, red devil down, sitting in a pool of lava waiting for you to come down to him so he can torture you for the rest of eternity. Not literally, no. Satan, as well as God, exists as us, as we the people. The same way, I've made videos about this, the same way that we can all be God, not necessarily in the Christian or any sort of ideological sense, but more or less in the collective sense, with our memories and our thoughts and our inspirations and feelings and emotions and empathy and whatnot. We are also the polar opposite, all in one. We are duality. Duality is the most important thing you can really discover in this life. Everything has an opposite. While there is not necessarily a law, there's no rule book for how morals and how people should act in this world. There's no one's come down to us and been like, here, this is what you got to do. This is what's good. This is what's wrong. No. We came up with it. We invented it. We made it. We created it. We, as humans, are creators. That is what makes us gods. We create ideas. We create inspirations. We create things. Physical things, mental things, metaphysical things. Look at mathematics. Look at architecture. All this shit is made by us. It wasn't made by a god. No separate entity. But us, as a collective, have created this world for ourselves. Now, or at least has shaped the world for us. Not necessarily in all the right ways. You know, there's some other ways we could be going about it that'd be a bit more productive. So I think, I don't know, when you get into Gaia theory and whatnot, I'll probably make a whole other fucking video on this. I won't get into Gaia theory too much, but I guess I'll talk about it a little bit. The Earth itself, in a way, could be its own separate, almost mother figure for us. We could be like its children, sort of speaking, something like that. But anyway, it seems to almost have like its mind of its own sort of plan, structure, balance, you know. So anyway, back to the Satan thing. Everyone likes to shit on guys like, you know, Hitler, Mao, Stalin, all the evildoers of history's past, the worst people that you can even imagine. And they like to think, I could never be like that. I could never do what that man did. I could never put myself in his feet because I just don't, the feet don't fit, sort of thing. And you gotta remind people, man, everyone has a little Hitler in them. But not most people don't have the organizational genius or the will to accomplish what he accomplished. I'm not saying necessarily what he did was a good thing. Obviously, he failed in his endeavor, and a lot of people died because of it. Now, it wasn't just his fault. There was a lot of other factors involved. World War II is a whole fucking mess, and it's still, in a way, prevalent today. Now, when you recognize that evil within yourself, you don't want to push it down and bury it, because it will not stay buried. It'll smolder under the surface and grow into a giant flame and engulf you into a pool of hate and fucking a mess. You'll be a fucking evil mess. I've experienced this entity within myself. I've talked to other people who know that they are capable of great evil. If anyone tells you they've never had like a bad thought in their life, they're full of shit. They've never thought about maybe killing someone, lighting a fire somewhere, doing something that most people would consider morally or ethically unjust. So they're full of shit if they tell you they haven't. That's just bullshit. I don't see that. No, you've thought of some crazy shit, or you're just hiding it, and it's gonna come out in your midlife crisis, and you're gonna have a hell of a time when you're older. It comes. Everyone has it eventually. Children, no. Most children can't really go through that unless they go through some serious shit. But usually once you get in your teens, early young adult age, that's when shit starts to hit the fan sometimes, especially if you haven't been raised properly. I think that's one thing parents should do better is they got to equip their kids with the tools for these mental undertakings. Now, I understand not everyone is really, I don't want to use the word smart, but thoughtful enough, I guess that'd be a good word. Not thoughtful enough to really truly come to a conclusion with these ideas. They just kind of live their whole lives more or less avoiding it. Maybe some will recognize it, but will just decide, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to do what everyone else does. Be a simple man. You know, there might not necessarily be anything wrong with that, but I think once you get through it and if you come to a conclusion and you indoctrinate it into yourself, you can be more fulfilled in your life. If you take that evil and good, there's both. There's duality. You have both. You have the capability of both. You can be as good as, you can be the best person in the world, and you can be the worst person in the world. But what you got to do and what you got to learn in life and incorporate this into your daily activities and daily thought forms is both. You have to take both, meld them together, yin and yang, find that middle ground, because the evil in you can help you. It's almost like when you look at fucking Star Wars with the Force, you know, there's a dark side and the light side, and there's benefits and downsides to each side. The dark side, you can be more powerful, you can use fucking lightning and do all sorts of crazy shit, but it totally corrupts your soul, and you're more likely to get cut in half or be burned by lava. You know what I'm saying? And the good side, the light side, you're just more empathetic. You connect with people better. You connect with nature better. You're not solely focused on power and whatnot. But the downside is you do not necessarily get the powers that the dark side has. You gain another sort of power, more of an empathetic power, sort of thing like that. Connection, something like that. I think that'd be the better way. You get connection. Connection is important. You can't have one without the other. If you try to be all good and you're all connected, you will, like I said, you'll be avoiding something. You'll be avoiding something, trying to purge yourself of something that can't really be purged. You can't kill all parts of yourself. You can smother it, you can bury it, you can lock it in a steel cage with several padlocks, and it will break out eventually. It will always come back. And the best thing you can do to avoid these sudden breakouts is to integrate it, absorb it. It reminds me of the Avatar, The Last Airbender, if you guys know what I'm talking about. The final, I don't know if it was the final scene, but it was at the end when Yin, Yang, Lang, Zhang, whatever this fucking name was, the Avatar, was fighting the Fire King, and he was like trying to like take his bending powers or whatever, and he like pretty much incorporates it into himself. He takes it and he becomes one with it. So that's what you got to do. You got to take your evil, you got to figure it out, realize what it is, realize what exactly you're capable of. Don't feed it. It's like that old I think it's Native American analogy. You got two wolves in your head, good and evil, and whichever one you feed will be the stronger of the two. So that's how it works. You got to feed the good one, but don't forget about the evil one. Throw it some scraps every now and then. Well, I mean, not necessarily scraps, but kind of use it to your advantage, but don't let it control you. You are both. You got to unify yourself, unify your personalities, because you got layers, good layers, bad layers, in between layers, crazy layers. You need them all, and they can all be helpful to you, and they can all help you be a better person, a better individual, a better friend, more understanding, more rational, more skeptical. Makes you a better person. Anyways, that's it. Peace, guys.